Good morning, Cole. It's Thursday. Now today I wanted to talk to you about something which has been pressing on my mind for quite a while now. Something with great importance to Brotherhood 2.1. We need to decide who's John and who's Hank. Insert mandatory who the F is Hank joke here. We've had very little viewer interaction when it comes to deciding who's Hank and who's John. There have only been 2 comments on this topic, this one and this one, both agreeing that you would be John and I would be Hank. But I'd like to do a little bit more of an in-depth study into the definition of Hankness and Johnness. Now I would assume that the 2 comments we've been given so far and other opinions formed by other viewers are mostly based on the way that we talk. And I'll agree that I probably talk a little bit more like Hank in these videos and you probably talk a little bit more like John in these videos. But if we are to compare who we are as people to the Green Brothers, it gets a little bit more complicated than that. Which is why I have created something that can solve all of our problems. The way this works is that I've come up with a bunch of categories which define who is more like Hank or more like John based on different attributes. First category, writing ability. Obviously, whoever's more likely to become a professional author gets 1 point to being more like John. Now, I don't think that either of us is definitively a better writer than the other one, but you have certainly expressed more interest in this particular field. Thus, I'll go ahead and designate you as John and me as Hank for this category. Second topic, location preference. Which of us would rather base our lives out of Indianapolis or Missoula? This one's also kind of tough, because neither of us are really out west, be in the country type of people, but we also both hate Indiana. However, I think I've expressed a little bit more of an interest in living in a big city in the future than you have, so I'm going to go ahead and give me John and you Hank for this one. Next, a little bit more of a quantitative category, age. Now obviously, I'm the older brother, and John's the older brother, so I think it's pretty easy to figure out this one. Next category, hair. While Hank's hair doesn't get much attention, John is very famous for his puff. Since the only attention my hair gets me is somehow removing my soul, and your hair is already famous for having Gerald, I think we go Cole, John, Mitchell, Hank on this one. The next category is musicality. Now this is a really tough one because there are a lot of valid arguments to both sides. Upon first look, most people would probably deem me to be more musical, thus presenting me as Hank, who actually has a music career. But there's also the fact that I cannot sing worth a lick while you can, which definitely puts you more on the Hank side and me more on the John side. And though this one's pretty tough to call, I think it comes down to who's more likely to start writing novelty songs about Harry Potter, and who's more likely to sit at home playing FIFA singing off key when they score a goal. I think I'm John and you're Hank. Now we'll get down to the final category, the overall personality. Based on factors of popularity and left brain versus right brain debates, I think most people would agree that I'm more like Hank and you're more like John. Let's face it, as amazing as I am, it's much more likely that people will be saying who the F is Mitchell than who the F is Cole. And so let's tally it up. We have 3 Johns and 3 Hanks for each brother. So pretty much this solves nothing. And so I'd like to know what you think. And not only what you think, but what the viewers think. So that's right, for the first time we are actually going to have a poll in my pants. Comment with who you think is John and who think is Hank below. And bear in mind that I think both of us really prefer John to Hank, so if you vote that one of us is Hank, you're probably destroying our dreams forever. But go ahead! With that, I look forward to seeing how the vote goes, and I also look forward to coming home for the weekend. That's right, there'll most likely be a reunion video on Monday. And for the first time, Cole, I'll see you tomorrow.